Welcome back to Cali X Boxing 2.0. Like, sub, hit the alerts. And remember, there's a no fanager zone. Leave your fanager talking points at the door. Canelo Alvarez versus John Ryder. It's fight week. 60,000 fans in Mexico. Canelo Alvarez's first fight back to Mexico in 12 years. It's lit. Like it or not, Canelo Alvarez is still the face of the sport. The only boxer who is on the top 10 athlete earners list when it comes to Forbes, coming in at number 8 with 90 million in 2022. He is the face of the sport, like it or not. And this is another thing that's going to keep the Canelo detractors and haters up at night this week, gnashing their teeth, is John Ryder's a good opponent. Number 5 contender when it comes to Ring Magazine. Number 6 on badlefthook.com. No matter what publication you look at, John Ryder will be in the top 6. And he has earned his shot at Canelo by being the only 168-pounder to have 2 top 10 super middleweight victories in 2022. Ryder is also Canelo Alvarez's mandatory in a get-back-right fight after going 1-1 in 2022 and coming off of a surgery. When it comes to Canelo, expectations are higher, even from his detractors, especially from his detractors and haters. They'll never admit it, but their expectations of Canelo are higher simply because they think he's a greater fighter than his peers. Any other fighter loses to a top 10 pound-for-pound guy 4 months later, wins a trilogy fight against his bitter rival, and then has a surgery, is expected by the boxing public to take a year off, take a lighter touch, but not Canelo. And rightfully so. Canelo is the face of the sport. He's one of the best fighters in the sport. We expect greater things from him. And all we'd like to hear from his haters and detractors is why they expect greater things of him. Despite all of the ills in the sport, if you came to rest on Canelo fighting a top 5 or 6 guy in the division who happens to be his mandatory, coming off of a surgery in a homecoming fight, when he's going to be fighting Bivol 4 months later, you may have something called CDS, Canelo Derangement Syndrome. Nonetheless, I want to focus on the positive. Canelo versus Ryder will be a fun fight while it lasts, will be a great atmosphere in Mexico, and it will be a good segue for Canelo back into the tippy-top elite fighters when he fights Dimitri Bivol in September. One thing the boxing public needs to realize is when it comes to a lot of these American boxing channels, I'd say 95% of them simply don't follow boxing outside of America. They are domestic boxing fans. So when it comes to a John Ryder, they're simply not going to know anything about him. They don't care to know anything about him. They don't know anything about his style. They don't know anything about his talent. So one term you'll hear be thrown around by American boxing channels this week, particularly when it comes to the ones who hate Canelo, is Eurobum. Eurobum. To them, anyone from Europe is a Eurobum. So my message is simply try to drown out the noise, push back on the narratives when you can, but don't let it ruin your fun. It is Canelo Fight Week. The face of boxing is back. Canelo versus Ryder will be lit. What a great atmosphere it will be in Mexico. Enjoy.